Hi, I am Jessica. I am one of the instructors here at Downtown Barre in Morehead City, North Carolina. So if you've taken my classes before, you know that I teach to the beat. Music is a big part of the class for me, so I'm highly going to encourage you to crank up some music at home or to put on your headphones like I'm about to do. We're going to start with a pretty tough arm workout. You're gonna think, oh, this is so easy, and then you're gonna figure out really quickly that it's not. And then we're gonna take it down to the side where we're gonna do some thighs. Sound good? All right, let's get going. All right, so you're gonna be nice and tall. You're sitting up nice and tall for me on those sit bones. That spine is nice and long, it's neutral. You've rolled those shoulders back. You're gonna lift with that right arm and lift with that left arm. And we're gonna start with easy lifts. Here we go. And lift and lower, lift and lower. My fingers are spread apart. My palms are nice and wide. Lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift. Now double time it. Lift, lift, lower, lower, lift, lift, lower, lower, lift, lift, lower, lower. Beautiful. Lift, lift, lower, lower. Breathe through it. Our goal is to not put our arms down. Lift, lift, lower, lower, lift, lift, lower, lower. Nice tall chest. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Lift, lift, lower, lower. Beautiful. Now here at center, now you're going to take those arms and squeeze behind. Squeeze. So you're squeezing those shoulder blades. Little pop to that chest. Lift. Yes. Squeeze. Squeeze. Nice and tall. Squeeze. 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 Now, combo. So we are lifting and squeeze. Lift, squeeze, lift, squeeze. Gorgeous. Breathe through it. Lift, squeeze, lift, squeeze, lift, squeeze, lift. You got it. How are those arms feeling? Starting to feel a little heavy, a little fatigued. That is exactly what we want. Fatigue means toning. Lift. Now we're gonna go a little bit slower. Lift, 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 lift. Lower, 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 lower. Lift, 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 lift. Pull in that belly button. Breathe, breathe. Lower, lower. Yes, one more time. Bring it down. Gorgeous. Gonna stay right here. Lift, 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 lift. Ooh, I feel that burn. I feel that warmth in those shoulders. Lift, 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 lift. Push through it. Nice and tall. Shut those eyes if you need to. Lift. Here we go. Gonna slow it down. Lift, 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 lift. Lower, 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 lower. Beautiful. Big shoulder roll for me. Now we're going to come down to the mat. We're going to take that ball with us. You're going to come down onto your side. You're going to start with those legs. Those legs are beautiful. They are long. They are fierce. They are toned. They are locked together. You are nice and tall on that opposite elbow. That ball is just hanging out for right now. Remember, if you don't have a ball at home, you can always use a water bottle as well. Let's get started. I'm going to take that arm. It's resting on that thigh. Fingers are spread apart. Lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. Look down at those toes. You want to keep this movement 6 to 8 inches. Pull in that belly button. Think about squeezing those cheeks nice and tight. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Let's double time it. Lift to lower two, lift to lower two, lift to lower two. You got it. Squeeze those cheeks. Lift to lower two. That pulse is coming. A pulse. Here we go. Tiny lifts, tiny pulses. So look down. That leg on top should only be lifting about 3 to 4 inches at max. Tiny pulses. Breathe. Tiny pulses, yes. Ooh, I'm starting to break out a sweat. How about you guys? And release. You're gonna take that ball, place it on that thigh, nice and tall on that elbow. Palm that ball like you would a basketball. Let's get started. Lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, 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 lift. Double time. Lift two, down two. Lift two, down two. Remember, you can play with those toes. They can be pointed or you can flex that foot. Tiny lifts. Lift, 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 lift. How's that leg feeling? Feeling some fatigue? Feeling some warmth? I'm sweating already. Yes. Lift, 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 lift. This is what barre is all about. You are fatiguing those muscles. Tons of movement. Tons of repetition. You can do it. 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. And you did it. Lower that ball. Bring that knee in. Give yourself a little stretch. Woo. Back to that seated position. We're going to take it down now. Ab time. So, first thing I'm going to want everyone to do is come down nice and long. Take those fingers, place them right in your belly button. Point those toes. Now take those arms overhead and give yourself a full body stretch. Hold that stretch for at least 10 seconds. Stretching from those toes to those fingers. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Move this. All right. We are going to start with some abs. So, everyone has a natural curve to their lower back. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to think about imprinting your lower back into the mat. So, You're imprinting it, you're pressing it down into the ground. As soon as you do that, you're automatically gonna feel those abs engage. So I am imprinted into the mat. I am taking my fingers, placing them on the top of my head. I don't take them around the neck because I don't want you to injure your neck. Top of the head. We're gonna start with lift, hold, and release. And it looks like this. Lift, hold, release. And lift, hold, release. Lift, hold, release. Wide elbows, lift, hold, release. Lift, hold, release. Point those toes, lift, hold, release. Good. Lift, hold, release. Lift, hold, release. Lift, hold, release. Wide elbows, lift, hold, release. Think about imprinting that lower back into the mat. 5 more. Breathe. Lift, hold, release. Lift, hold, release. Lift, hold, release. Lift, hold, release. Good job. Now we're going to add that right leg to this movement. So it looks like this. When you lift, you're going to lift your right leg as well. So lift, hold, release. Beautiful. Lift, hold, release. Lift, hold, release. Keep it going. Woo! I'm showing my belly. Woo! Release. Lift, hold, release. Lift, hold, release. Lift, hold, release. Lift, hold, release. We're going to do about 10 more on this side. Breathe. Lift, hold, release. Lift, hold, release. Last 5. Lift, hold, release. Lift, hold, release. Lift, hold. Last 2. You can do it. Last 1. Beautiful. Now you're going to bring that right knee into the chest. You're going to join that left knee into the chest. You're going to give yourself a nice hug here. Now we're going to repeat. Opposite leg. So again, reset yourself. Point those toes. Think about imprinting that lower back into the ground. Fingers top of the head, up by the ears. Lift, hold, release. Breathe, breathe, release. You're thinking about crunching that belly button into the ground. Beautiful. You guys feeling this yet in those abs? Lift, lift, release. 5 more. Lift, lift, release. Press into that belly button. Lift, lift, release. 2 more. Lift, lift, release. release. Now, we're gonna join that left leg. Left leg is going to lift when you are lifting. So here we go. Lift, lift, release. Lift, lift, release. Wide elbows. Beautiful sharp toe points for me. And again, you are doing this at home. So go until you get fatigued, then give yourself a stretch. We're going to do 10 more of these together. Lift, release. Lift, lift, release. Lift, lift, release. Lift, lift, release. Wide elbows. Think about imprinting that lower back into the ground. And this is 5. And 4. And 3. Last 2. Beautiful job. We're going to go back to that full body stretch. So again, you're stretching that body all the way from those toes, all the way to those fingertips. Nice and long. Holding that stretch for at least 10 seconds. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Now, to come up, we're going to do a slow Pilates roll up to come to a seated position. So you're going to take those arms to your side, slowly lift yourself into a roll. Give yourself about 4 or 5 rolls to get there. One more time. And beautiful. Seated position. And just like that, we worked more than 15 minutes, I think, and I'm sweaty already. Again, I'm Jessicah. I'm an instructor here at Downtown Barre in Morehead City.